So just looking now at Ruth chapter 1 again, and this is verse 19. It says, "So the two women," that's Naomi and Ruth, "went on until they came to Bethlehem." Now Bethlehem means a house of bread. So remember, she'd gone to Moab because of Naomi had gone to Moab originally with her family because of the famine, and now they're aware that there's been an economic turnaround, and she's returned back to Israel and come back to this place, Bethlehem, which is actually the name means a house of bread. Anyway, so I'll carry on. "So the two women went on until they came to Bethlehem. Then they arrived in Bethlehem. The whole town was stirred because of them. And the women exclaimed, 'Can this be Naomi?' 'Don't call me Naomi,' she told them. 'Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter. I went away full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi?' which means pleasant. 'The Lord has afflicted me. The Almighty has brought misfortune upon me.' So Naomi returned from Moab, accompanied by Ruth the Moabitess, her daughter-in-law, arriving in Bethlehem as the barley harvest was beginning." And I just want to mention that this moment when they return, we see Naomi as someone who's so embittered by life, in so much pain really, and coming back in her emptiness, and clearly quite a wounded woman. And Ruth, making a choice also to live with somebody who probably wasn't the easiest person to live with, I can imagine. Probably not the happiest person to live with, and certainly may have had a lot of very difficult, painful memories. I mean, Ruth had her own. She'd lost her husband. She had lost her the brother-in-law and the father-in-law as well. So, Ruth had her own issues to contend with. But Naomi, in a sense, knew what sort of things perhaps could have been, and had come back with a very bitter spirit. And yet there's a grace of God that starts to come into the book of Ruth. And we're told in the New Testament, see to it that no one misses the grace of God. No bitter root grows up and causes trouble to defile many. And bitterness is such a poison. The name Mara is a name of this lake that was used in the Old Testament when the Israelites were in the desert, and there was the bitter water, and then of course Moses put his this wood into the water and it became sweet. That's such a picture of how God comes in and brings sweetness out of in our bitter pool of resentment and hurt. And that's what he longs to do. He longs to get us free from bitterness. Bitterness is like a cancer that eats away at the heart of our being, doesn't it? And that pain. And you see that with Naomi, that the Lord wanted her to experience his sweetness again, to be delivered from this bitterness of life experience that had made her obviously hurting, and that had ended up being festering. So we recognise too that somehow God has brought them back, despite all that pain and agony. God has brought them back to a place where we will see God's blessing starts to unfold.